any other AD carry for so long. So another great choice here by T1. See where we're going to see this Anivia confirmed, but first a jungle pick likely for Oner, as can go for the Lee Sin here if he wants to. Jarvan is still up this late into this draft, so that could also be an option here.
We have seen Nefiri into Vi sometimes, but also did get nerfed alongside of the Cyclosword nerf as well. We are going to see Cassante, actually, so...
Surprised to see that pick first, but I guess they want a little bit more information about what AD carry Oner's going to be engaging on before they lock the jungle in. And it looks like they had no intention of flexing that Anivia, even though we considered the possibility. And Yunara Lulu, looks like it's what's left. It's what's on the table since they left the Lulu up. I don't think you want to play an Ezreal lane here with the supports that are banned away. And this comp does do really well. It's got a lot of engage. In fact, I really like going Nautilus here instead of Lulu and looking for the all-in opportunities with the Vi pick that they have already. Just gives you so much more setup rather than trying to kind of lose less in a Lulu lane and look for engages. Like, Lulu follows up on Vi really well, but Nautilus just point and click.
Oh, Lee Sin here for Oner.
This is what I thought he'd be going to, very likely, just because it's Oner and this is the meta. Both Lee Sin and Nefiri are getting changed a little bit on this patch, but not functionally too different. And the Wukong, a little bit less common, I think, in a draft like this because it gives you a lot less power in the early game. And you're still playing an Anivia, you're still playing a Cassante, right? So you've got the Lucian Milio that you can't play through confident.
All I'll have to wait and see is we're ready. Let's hop into the rift for game number 1.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
Here we go, game number 1. As it is match 71. Very sad we we had our match 6-7 and it's gone now, but we'll have 7-6 at least. That'll happen this week.
True.
Let's actually take a look. That's actually KT Gen G, that one. So another great matchup. That includes Gen G.
We had 69, which was KT Hanwha, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Some pretty good, nice ones coming across.
Yeah.
Moving into 70s, gets a little bit less fun, but 77, lucky one. I don't know which one is that.
That's DKBNK KRX. So
barrier trade.
It's also Saturday Showdown, just like 6-7 was, as it turns out.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Lucian with the Doran's bow start actually pretty interesting to see. A little bit more attack damage, just +2 on that on this patch, as the Space pointed out earlier.
When you're double tapping people, you get double the AD, right?
Yes.
Feels pretty good.
Feels very strong.
When you think about it.
Yeah, we've seen picks like the Ashe utilize this incredibly well. Vayne Top, also another big user of the bow start. And Zeri, occasionally utilizing it as well. This Doran is getting level 3 advantage up here on the top side. This early game, on paper, shouldn't be too exciting for T1 with the draft that they have. There's a lot more power in this Vi composition here for KIWOOM DRX, especially with the Nautilus they have as well for potential setup. Speaking of...
It's a nice hook, actually. Kind of got him through the minion wave, so pretty interesting angle there. UCal has been playing a lot of Ryze. I think that's part of the reason why they pick it up alongside of the Cassiopeia ban, just to get him some big comfort on this pick.
Yeah, you can see the win rate on a lot of these champions is quite high for a 4-10 team. Like, these are really good champs for them. Rich is undefeated, 1-0 on the Rumble. So, it's good stats to see. I think this comp is looking really good here for KIWOOM DRX. We'll see if the hands and the execution can back it up, as unfortunately a lot of minions will be lost here for Lazy. Does get that last one at least. And a Cull purchase with refillable here for Pays to continue the pressure on this quick back.
Yeah. As we do see Willer maybe going to get in there in mid, but actually just backing away. Faker, definitely known for trying to use his egg for aggression. Using it for good rather than evil, of course. And, he oftentimes does get a lot of value out of that, but...
That's a good throwback. That's a classic.
Just
right
comes
there.
out every once in a while. Ox even threw one in, I think it was last week, which was pretty good. As Flash on in, Paze is ready to go, and guess what? Looking for UCal in mid as well. First blood already going to Oner, as he'll pick up the very early kill here for a Wukong, I'd say.
Lazy Field forced to flash in response here. Does not die, but will be losing a lot of these minions as he goes for the back instantly. No interrupt on that because the Wukong was in the mid lane getting that early kill. Picks up first blood. And this is kind of what I was talking about. Maybe you just win naturally in the 2v2 without jungle attention. They went for an early back where a lot of the time you look for a dive with your jungler on blue side with this comp. They go back, get a cull, push Lazy Field out in the 2v2 with a nice flash play there from Paze, punishing their Ondil. And then in the mid lane, see exactly how this went down. Looks like just a wall here. Lots of damage coming through. UCal flashes, Oner follows. Good wall from Faker.
Yeah. You can see the timing of the stun and the wall comes in kind of right before Oner, like right before UCal realizes Oner is there. Because if he knows Oner's there, he's going to flash the stun, right? But the second that the stun hits, Oner shows up and he's like, oh crap, I'm in a lot of trouble. And then he tried to go for the late flash, but did not work out.
I personally am a big fan of continuing to use Electrocute on Anivia for plays like this rather than the Deathfire Touch. Both are pretty good, obviously, for different reasons, but Electrocute's so valuable in short, bursty ganks like this. As level 6 is reached for Faker here, we do have, you know, a lurking Willer there in the mid lane, but Faker didn't flash for that kill in the mid lane, so he's relatively safe here with his passive available as well. So we did see a back here to grab a longsword and a moat here for Paze, so the CS actually evens out.
Yeah, I do wonder about Lazy Field's ability to play this lane once Paze decides to press his buttons, as you can see there. It's part of the reason why the Lucian is so oppressive. It's just the pure damage he can output without much recourse. As Oner's here, but he's on a ward. He's going to spot that one out. Keria going very aggressive for this as he's going to fire kick him away. Now the root comes in on a Paze and he just gets comboed down. Does not respect Willer's ability to get that flash Q in, and Paze will die.
So many things happening at once there in that bottom lane. They could see how Oner was reacting to the situation. Like the second they stepped back, he pressed his clear key. Like he opened his scryer because he was like, okay, well obviously they can see me. Clears the ward, and then he kind of backs away as Paze and Keria go in. But this is exactly what we're talking about. We talk about pre-6 jungle power between these two in the 3v3. It's always going to be Willer's. He has the flash available here, so is able to get in there. Keria gets hooked initially while Oner is still clearing that ward, and there's nothing Oner can do to prevent this from happening, right? There's just absolutely nothing he can do. He's just a Wukong watching it, and it's tragic for him because he was in the right place, but his kit does not allow for any recourse there, and it is a dead Lucian. And suddenly, Lazy Field with a slight lead in the bottom lane.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes, you know, just having tons and tons and almost too much CC can really work out for you. You know, sometimes fall behind, you're not really able to utilize it, but just having the Nautilus there to auto and then the Vi right there and a follow-up hook, like you get hit by one, you're going to get hit by all of them. As we're going all out in the top lane, Rich in a bit of trouble. Does have his flash, and he's just going to walk it off instead, so it's good that he does survive.
Yeah, not going to commit any further here, Doran. Just will grab this overgrowth and then back out, using most of his mana there. Really, that moment there for Ondil is why I really like this Nautilus pick. It's just so powerful in these types of exchanges with a Vi. Speaking of, he has exhaust now, and he's looking for an angle. A bit far ahead, though.
Oh, here we go again. Hiding on bush is Doran. And now he is going to get the flash out of Rich. So Rich saying, oh, I guess the Cassante is gone. He wasn't gone.
Now, it's always the power of the Cassante there to force the flash. It's a reflex test there. If Rich doesn't flash instantly at the same time, he dies no matter what if Doran gets on top of him. So Doran kind of walks towards him and says, guess what? I'm saving mine. And Rich has to flash to respond. Really clean play there from Doran to get the punish. And Ondil wasn't able to turn that push into anything despite the wraparound we saw moments before. Lazy Field had level 6, but didn't have an angle to all-in that Ondil was searching for. And both supports are getting closer to their big ultimates here, so we might have a little bit more attention as Willer is coming down. But I don't think this is the wise time to try to set up a dive. And think being happy with being even in this lane as a Yunara is exactly where KIWOOM DRX want to be right now.
And it's really all you can hope for or ask for at this point. You also consider, you know, the two ults of the Vi and the Nautilus, both uncleansable, right? They're just kind of, one's a knock-up, one I think is a suppression, the Vi, either way. You're not able to get out of that with Emilio, right? So it does feel like kind of stacking two things to deal with what they knew on paper was going to come out here with the Lucian and the Emilio. Kind of like the idea from KIWOOM DRX.
Oner's going to get these grubs, which are really strong, actually, I feel, for the Rise composition almost more than they are for T1, but just good in general for anyone to have. And because the Dragon went over to KIWOOM DRX, it is important for him to get something back in return on the other side of the map here. And he is not on vision. Like, they don't know where he is, but they're going to find out very soon. It's kind of been a timid passage of play here for Will recently. Now they know.
It's just in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his flash here. The Cyclone comes in. Oner just flashes to make sure that he can pick up the kill. And yeah, just unfortunate timing there for Rich.
Yeah, poor Willer, like he just wasn't doing anything to prevent this or to contest the grubs. He was just kind of passing through his own jungle, farming it out. Oner was making a proactive play and should be able to secure the final grub after this as well. As he dropped it to look for Rich, there's control vision in this brush. Cyclone second activation hits, he flashes, has flash advantage that Doran's conveyed to him from the last exchange. So all those small things add up. If he has flash there, he probably gets away, or at least has a little bit more wiggle room to do so, but not without it.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Rich to go down there. Does feel like, you know, with the Doran's helm change and the Cassante into Rumble matchup, and just the fact that it is Doran versus Rich, even though Cassante doesn't have a very high win rate, he's been slowly being played more, and now with the Doran's helm slight buff that he got, just feels like he's almost unkillable in lane.
Look at the vision that KIWOOM DRX have on the bottom side of the map. It's insane how much power they have there, which allows them to push with impunity here, and for Ando to keep fishing for catching someone in the jungle while Willer's coming over here. Barrier will be forced here by LazyField to make sure he can get the recall back, but like, this vision I've noticed has been a consistent thing from Ando in recent games. He just always sets up a line of it, no matter where, you know, where he is. If it's before Baron or before Herald, he often takes a trip up there and often even risks his life to set up that line of vision. He's been doing this very consistently. It hasn't led to any success here, unfortunately, but did get a lot of power, and denying some farm here on the bottom lane is absolutely a big win. Now let's see if Rich can survive this one.
Yeah, we got a TP coming in, but I think they just have the damage to kill Rich eventually as in comes Pays, and this rotation comes up. Ando's like, wait, I thought it was just two. And even though it is just the two hitting him at the moment, he is going to just buffer and get out, but isn't going to have much effect. T1 essentially giving over the second Drake to get Pays more money.
Yeah, this, let's see what the soul is, because this might actually not be worth it. Okay, it's Ocean Soul, feels very worth it. But still, comes at a trade-off. As LazyField is ahead pretty significantly on gold and is getting more plate gold all the while this is happening. The Rich Rumble being behind this far is a significant problem for the side of KIWOOM DRX, though, as well. I mean, they are behind everywhere else. This is going to be an opportunity in this pick comp when it gets to the mid game for them to really try to accelerate and push for some early skirmishing power with this Yunara that does do well. Glutinous Greaves online here at 12 minutes. So we'll see if LazyField can do that thing he does where he gets out of the laning phase and then kind of pops off. If you're a KIWOOM DRX fan, you're like, well, this is best case scenario that he's the guy who's coming out of lane stable because he's our main character. In this draft for sure, the Rumble Vi isn't going to be as potent as a combo if Rich is this far behind.
Yeah. One thing I do worry about for LazyField is that it's definitely going to take him longer to spike compared to just the Lucian, who can get one, even two items and just really make your day hell in the mid lane. Like LazyField is, you know, he's on the Yunari. He got through the laning phase. He is going to be strong eventually, but do they get there? I think those two early Drakes can help them out, but what is the next Drake fight going to look like with T1 and a 2,000 gold lead and a Lucian that is at least online enough, even if he didn't, you know, absolutely wreck the lane?
My thing is, I think Oner has a huge role to play in these upcoming fights, especially this next Dragon fight, or potentially the Herald fight we have even faster. Because if no one peels for Pays, like he's got Emilio, but there's a lot of hard CC in this draft. if FaZe dies first, if LazyFeel can burst him down with all that CC, then Faker can't kill LazyFeel, and if Oner isn't able to do it, then he just wins the team fight, even if he hasn't hit his big spike yet, because he's Yunara, and he's going to clean up, and he does a lot of damage. Rich is once again in danger, and that's
I mean, trying to save that turret was a pipe dream. I don't think that was ever going to happen, and then he sticks around long enough to also find out what it's like to get walled by the Anivia, especially as a melee champion without a dash. So just going to be forced to flash away. And there's the engage from Ondil. He's going to land the stun with the hook as they throw everything in the kitchen sink into pace, but unfortunately, the follow-up was not quite there. That felt a little overforced.
Yeah, that I think I'd rather see on a team fight, right, where there's a little bit more follow-up, but that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say if FaZe gets burst down. You know, the problem is Oner's going to show up here, though.
Yeah, LazyFeel has to flash away. And they get his flash right before the Drake is coming up, right before the Rift Herald is coming up. As second charge of Cyclone comes through, as Willer's just trying to posture here. We got a TP down to the bottom lane, and this one is out of Rich.
Now, UCal does have Realm Warp to try to maybe sandwich here, but I think they kind of missed up the window that they were looking for. And now Faker's just like, I'm chilling with TP up here, I don't really care. Herald is also the next objective, so having UCal running back to the top side here to catch that wave with all this prio here for T1, I don't think that Rich teleport really did them any favors, as Doran also still has TP. So, not, you know, of course, we're not known for stopping teleports if there was to be a fight, where they were going to be close like that. But I don't know if there is going to be one, because there's just too much T1 top side control, and KIWOOM DRX are just not able to play the map as well. And it's because of this Rumble has been kind of pushed down, and it's been every time, you know, T1 look for an opportunity on the map to like, well, it's the Rumble again. You know, he doesn't have flash, let's go push him out, see what we could do. And because of it, you've seen this Faker's had such a free time. Speaking of, Rich, unfortunately for Faker, is going to be on the other side as well, as maybe a catch on Keria.
He's just going to flash. Better to flash, as Emilio especially, than to die. Even though I think if he dies there, he should get back for the fight, but maybe he wants to be out on the map and laying down wards and stuff like that. And of course, supporting Pays getting some pressure in mid by staying alive.
Yeah, unfortunately for LazyFeel, he also doesn't have that gold lead anymore as he had before. He really needs there to be a big team fight win with a kill pace. That's it. You can't do the same engage on the Faker. It doesn't work. He has egg. They have way too much support. This is a Wukong composition. Faker is going to be basically unkillable unless you kill Pays first. You can kill Faker if you kill Pays first. That's the rule. Otherwise, you're not killing this guy.
Yeah.
And in fact, he might kill you, as Rich is about to find out.
Yeah, Rich was making that very obvious that Willer was nearby. Faker's like, oh, okay. I see what's going on here. I'll just play this very defensively. And Faker's getting a little bit low on mana. That's really the only issue for him, is that he couldn't necessarily extend for a kill, perhaps, but he's still trading pretty well.
The Drake is live, and Willer is on it right now. TP is going to come through here for Doran first. UCal not here. This is a really awkward fight for KIWOOM DRX. He does have Realm Warp, and he's going to need to use it to get here if they want to contest. They could look for a punish here.
Yeah, this TP is from Faker, the ult out of Ondil, not nicely timed, as it doesn't get the knock up there. Keria gets low, but that's just about it. LazyFeel buys Lonesome in mid. That's not how you want to play around your Yunara in this case, as KIWOOM DRX have been run around here, and now in the ult of the Anivia, just being chunked out as Pays comes over and begins to do tons of damage. A very one-sided fight to T1.
Yeah, I really think KIWOOM DRX have some angles with this comp, but that setup was not even close to it. As you mentioned, the Yunara is so cut off. UCal is basically not even in the fight, and he might be the last one to die in it if it's part of the fight. I guess you wouldn't really call this part of that fight, but he is forced to flash away, and the T1 are just like, cool, thanks for the dragon and the extra kills. As once again, I said it, like Faker, he's right in the front of them because he knows you can't kill this guy. He's so difficult to kill. He has passive, now he flashes instantly, but look at Pays. Uncontested, no engage onto this guy. He's got him, Emilio on top of him, right? And then when they engage onto him here, he just pieces out. By the way, there is no follow-up to kill him there, even if he doesn't get out, because Rich doesn't have Equalizer, and LazyFeel's on the wrong side of the fight. UCal doesn't do enough damage. And Pays just gives UCal a back massage here before they force him to flash. As Pays That was really cool looking, very fancy, but I feel almost not even fully necessary in this fight for them to win it.
Yeah, it almost felt like, you know, I'm gonna do this because it's here. Let me just style on them and make them look silly. And
it's a reflex, right? You see a Vi ult on you, you jump in the Herald.
Yeah, might as well. And yeah, I do agree. I feel like KIWOOM DRX had some angles in this one. They even got through the lane pretty well, but now, I mean, you're down 5,000 gold as they're going pretty deep for this one. And yeah, you can combo your ults together, but where's the follow-up? As now we are going to have Lazy Field coming in. They take down Pays, and that's what you like to see, because they're actually able to put 2 and 2 together. Of course, Doran was just top lane without TP, just pushing the wave, but at least they got that kill on a Pays.
That's, you know, the power of this comp, even 5,000 gold behind. If you link those combos together, you lock down that AD carry, and Faker has to run. You know, he can't actually long-term carry the fight. He doesn't have the same damage. The K'Sante doesn't either. This is, frankly, a pretty aggressive play from the side of T1 at this point, as Andil is dead in live. But look, they get on top of Pays here. There's no one to bail him out anymore. His Oner's cycling on the wrong side of the fight. There's no peel. And so they get him really well played here, but in live, it feels like all of this just washes away as Andil is caught backing by Faker. Oh, he actually went for the dredge line. Yeah, greedy. Let's say that. Let's say greedy.
Yeah, as we have a TP coming in here on top of a Realm Warp. They're really trying to take down Faker, who is going to go into egg. Can they even take out the egg? Rich is going to try and fail as Oner picks up the kill. That'll be his 4th kill here on the Wukong, as he's 9 out of 9 for kill participation, as he has been everywhere this time around. Oner going to go pretty deep there, but gets a nice trade onto you, Cal.
I think no one has told KIWOOM DRX yet. I mean, look, LazyField's not originally, you know, he's I guess he's always been in this region, but he's not, you know, an old school LCK player. He doesn't know about Unkillable Demon King. That's kind of in the name. You can't kill him. He has egg in this situation. They tried. Like, Rich, I know you come from another game, but you should know by now. It's the 2nd time they've tried to kill him in the beginning of a fight. And Pays is just like, I'm right here, and I'm going to kill all of you instead. And, yeah. Well, I think this game went off the rails a few minutes ago. And it's a little bit of a shame because I thought all the tools were there for KIWOOM DRX. As Faker, maybe this time he dies. Doesn't have passive here.
Yeah, trying to hide in a side lane and wait for Faker to come up here, which is generally where Faker likes to go. Nice little play from them.
See, Mao House, even Faker can be caster curse.
There's all the evidence you need right there. I feel like generally, you know, when Faker would die in that scenario, you know, they would look to push elsewhere, but actually T1 were just grouped in the top river, kind of next to Faker.
Yeah,
but not close enough.
He's immobile, doesn't have his passive. They didn't have a teleport to jump onto him there. Like, Doran wasn't going to commit that in this type of situation with too many KIWOOM DRX members. So it is a win, right, for KIWOOM DRX. They get the kill onto Faker, some money in their coffers, but, you know, there's no objective to take here. Faker will respawn. And he has TP as well. He's just going to go straight back to the top lane, because Baron, where they already have a ton of vision, is where T1 are focused. Surprise, surprise. As that Dragon, which is only a 2nd ocean for them, is a lot less appealing at this moment in time. In fact, I think if T1 can get mid-prio, or if KIWOOM DRX try to start this Dragon, T1 are just going to leave the K'Sante down here and probably try to take Baron in return. As Gondel might just die.
Oner's just kind of going in, and it's going to soak up a lot of the damage. Nearly takes out Andil. He doesn't have that depth charge just yet, so he's going to have to back.
Are used here before the Dragon spawns for T1. They end up getting control over the area, but even Doran committed his TP. I feel like this is kind of a net negative for T1 overall. They played that very differently than what I expected. But again, it's a successful play in terms of getting the map control. And now KIWOOM DRX don't even get to have that conversation about starting Dragon first. Willer has flash and ult here, but he is very outnumbered. Very, very outnumbered. Here comes a Realm Warp. He's trying to change that.
Yeah, they're just trying to reposition, as they were kind of above T1, and now they're below with the rest of the team. Oner still on the flank. He's not actually in the pit just yet, but on vision here is Willer. Doesn't have his Q, and he's just isolated. Has to flash away. Equalizer, pretty big though on that back line. Most of the damage though is only going to hit Keria. And so That's going to be the flash away from Rich as well. Willer not able to get into the pit as Doran is going very deep, trying to force this fight to continue, and he will be able to do exactly that as he does go down. But now actually a bit of damage going over to Lazyfield, going to pick up 2, but straight into the arms of Faker. And Oner, as I said before, very fed and very much ready to party if you would like to. As they're looking for you, Cal. The stun comes through and setting up Faker very nicely. One more wall will get it done into the E, and Faker and Oner get it done together.
Yeah, Rich trying to set fire to ice there, but Faker will maintain his life as, fortunately for Willer, he's on vision here. Otherwise, a pretty tricky spot. Like, his angle was cool if there was no ward there, but there was. Doran really sends it here, and I think if this game state was a lot more even, T1 might have just gotten crushed in this fight, because Doran actually puts himself in a position here after the Lazyfield fire kick doesn't really get any follow-up to just get blown up. And now Lazyfield is in free position, and FaZe is trying to push UCal. He flashed forward and burst him down, and now the damage is really, really low here. Faker is able to get his combo off, but man, if Lazyfield is in a position to actually avoid that, then I think they win the fight, right? But Faker plays it incredibly well, knows exactly what he needs to do there, put the wall up, burst down the Yunara, and they win the fight. And Rich is just not going to be able to do anything about it after that. It ends up being an ace. A little bit messy, like I said, but with the gold lead they have, they can kind of play it like they want. Faker, top damage in the game, 21.6k here on this Anivia, and save the day by snapping up a flashless Lazyfield.
Yeah, feels pretty good for the side of T1. I mean, they have this really big gold lead as this is going to be a bit on vision. In comes Willer, but he just gets fire kicked away. And now he's not going to be around for very much longer. Down he will go to Pace, who picks up another kill. And the Realm Warp comes out from UCal. But yeah, T1 are very far ahead. Feels like some of these fights are a little bit closer than they have to be. But still feels like T1 is in control. And they definitely should be after picking up a nice Baron here at this point.
Yeah, pretty easy for them. It should be with the wave clear they have with this Anivia to put the push topside with the Illusion and then have those waves crashing into mid to get these 2 inners out very quickly and then start to threaten the inhibitor turrets, as we're even going to see a TP here from Faker as they'll leave Doran to mid and put this massive wave clear to the test right on top of this inhibitor turret. Clear these waves, let the Baron Siege do its work. Waves just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you see that Rich has to TP back into the play as he was pushing bot. Doesn't get a lot of value there. So he does come in, and this top turret is definitely gone, the inhibitor as well. The wave in mid, at least, is cleared for now, as T1 still tons of time here on this Baron. Might just go for a little reset and another push.
Just take a free reset here and go send someone mid. I thought they'd send Doran because he has teleport. Faker does not, but Faker has the better wave clear. Actually, it's going to be a group down here to push this one and then push mid out. But getting the one inhibitor feels great when it's the one that's on the opposite side of the map of the Dragon. You already have such a lead in this game. It's pretty hard to mess it up from here, but it does feel like T1 have really played this very textbook. And, I mean, Lazyfield can't really hurt Doran right now. Needs a lot more setup, a lot more time. So I'm going to leave him in the mid lane and just push this inner turret to basically leave all inners off the map. The inhibitors will be under threat at a moment's notice. So it gives T1, they just won one team fight, so many different angles to end the game. And there needs to be a response here. I mean, Rich does have his equalizer. May need to use it.
Yeah, it just feels like for Rich, you know, even if you do use it, maybe the cannon minion doesn't die, and then you don't have your equalizer for the fight. There's really no good answer for KIWOOM DRX at this point, other than trying to force a fight and layering some CC and damage. That's not exactly what I meant, KIWOOM, but nice try. As eventually T1 going to press their buttons and just roll their face over the keyboard. We got a triple kill here for Paze, who is the pentakill king. As they're trying to hold this kill, UCal's like, here, take me. Quadra comes in for Pace.
Pretty tough to kill Rich here with the completed back. See if they can do it.
Well, he's going to get walled down, and now just a bit more damage as the stun. Oh no, the shield nearly denies it, but it is still another pentakill for Pace as he picks up 2 in the base.
Another penta for Penta Paze. And T1 finished the game with it. in pretty dominant fashion here. What a start here for this series for T1.